This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Strong opening. I like it to a strong day. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It is
Friday!
Yes! Oh, it was so quick.
Oh,
It's back.
Hi!
Yay! We love applause so much.
This reminds us of the days when there were people here.
Yeah. Golly. I think actually Gallagher said that is us, and you can hear Kelly Schuberth, who works with us, who has a big cackle. You can hear her in that whole thing. We miss you, all of you. It is Friday, August 14th. I am here with Erica and Kelly Green. Brandon joins us from home. Brandon looking sharp. How you doing, sir?
Hey, I love the whole Friday remix dance, Erica.
Oh, yeah.
I think that needs to go viral.
You know, I do what I can.
We all look super new doing the robot. I'm like, was it the robot?
It was a bot.
It was. All right, well, we have some big news for you from Chrissy Teigen and John Legend. They're expecting baby number 3. Chrissy hinted at the pregnancy at the end of John's new video for Wild. Let's take a look. And there it is. Chrissy later confirmed the news on Twitter by posing with her bump on full display. They're also parents to 4-year-old Luna and 2-year-old Miles. First of all, Mazel Tov, which just means congratulations. Very exciting news. Chrissy's been very open about postpartum depression, Erica. I think it's not like I'm excited for her to follow her, but in some ways she's really helpful to a lot of moms, I think.
Well, yeah, I think she's helpful in general. Someone's very generous with their testimony,
yeah,
it's going to make someone else feel like they're not alone. But I mean, this is such a joyous occasion. Obviously, a pregnancy is something to celebrate. There's a baby on the way. But who does Chrissy Teigen think she is? Houdini? Like, did you see her? First, she's wearing a bikini thong, okay, and her body is svelte.
Amazing.
Like, there is not
in the video.
There's in the video, and then all of a sudden, at the end of the video, it's like, boop. Like, how did that happen? I want to know. Did they film the first part earlier?
Maybe she was wearing shapewear. I mean,
she wasn't wearing anything.
Oh yeah, you're right. She was in a thong. You're right. She was in nothing.
How did that happen? Did she pop? You know, Sam Shocker always says, like, there's a pop.
There's a pop.
Like, day.
This is what happens to me. I told Erica, is I pop when I have the burrito from Chipotle, the steak one. It's a really big bump.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon.
Yeah, it's the gluten for me.
It's just everything for me. Brandon, what do you think about the news and the baby bump and how to celebrate it? Are you into that?
Well, I was going to say it's a great display of love, but then you guys went into popping and Houdini and all. So I was just sitting back listening to you all. Anything else? Was it, any popping? Anything else?
No,
well, nothing popping over here quite yet.
No, not yet. And a lot of people ask the both of us, so we always say nothing's popping. All right, moving on from baby news to breakups. Miley, Cyrus, and Cody Simpson have called it quits after 10 months of dating, just in time for her to release some new music. So let's all listen to her disco-themed video. I sound like I'm 1,000. Her disco-themed video for the single Midnight Sky. Have a look. Nice. Okay. This is my second time listening, and I'm like feeling it. Miley also appeared naked in the video, surrounded by candy. That's the weirdest sentence I've ever said. Anywho, that's
She's
Miley.
Just being Miley.
Yeah, I think she evolves. I really like Miley. I thought she was really weird during that blurred lines when she went on and she was like all of a sudden not Hannah Montana and she was like sticking her tongue out, and I thought, oh, too much. But really, she's just trying to evolve out of that niche that she was in. Do you agree, Brandon? And I like it.
And I don't really agree with that one, Tori, but I'm just going to take this to another way because I feel bad for this guy. And here's why I feel bad. If your breakup song is a disco-themed song, that means she moved on a long time ago. I didn't think about that. I did not think about that. Well, I had a had a mutual breakup with my ex back in January, and I'm still listening to Usher, You Got It Bad. She's over here at Studio 54 making videos. I feel bad for that dude.
That's a good point. What do you think?
You know, there is a, Brandon, I'm glad that you brought this up. There is a difference. Although men try to act all strong and hard, there's a difference between a man's breakup and a woman's breakup. Like a man's breakup, you start to realize really quickly that that grass that you thought was greener maybe isn't that green. And a woman's like, in 2 months, she has gotten her undergrad, her master's, her doctorate. She has changed her hairstyle. Her hair has grown in from her whole big chop. She has also developed the cure for any ailments. Like, that's the difference between a woman's breakup and a man's breakup, because you still listening to You Got It Bad and homegirl got her PhD. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Good.
That wasn't a dig at you. I'm just telling you.
No, the D stands for disco.
It's her master's. It's her master's.
She got her master's. I knew she was gonna graduate. Wow, girl.
I'm so proud of her. Mazel
We
tov to
still
that.
have love for you.
We do. You're killing it. You're going to do great. You're going to find some love there, Brandon. All right. Speaking of music, Katy Perry also released some new music today, but instead of YouTube, the singer chose to post her video for Smile exclusively on Facebook, and I can't stand her outfit. Take a look.
Every day, Groundhog Day, going through motions, felt so fake. Not myself, not my best. Felt like I failed the test. But every tear has been a lesson. Rejection can be God's protection.
It was another outfit you'll see in the beginning with black and white. As we know, Katy is expected to give birth any day now. She's been filming all her videos in a warehouse in Burbank with a 10-person crew who are regularly tested for COVID-19. Katy Perry always gives me a summer jam, don't you think? Like, it might not be like the first listen, but then the windows are down and I'm like, California girls.
That's not how the song goes,
not it.
Tori. Kitsch is Katy Perry's thing.
Camp.
Kitschy, is it kitschy, campy?
Yeah, same thing. Kitschy, campy.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's her thing. You know, stick to what you know.
That's true.
She got it.
Would you, if Brandon, if you're her husband or Orlando Bloom, her partner, would you want her doing so much while she's pregnant? Not that he has any rules over her, but she is working, right?
But yeah, if you can still work, this is something she loves to do. Music is her passion, and being a big star, megastar like she is, her music is infectious and it's inspiring to some people. You're gonna hear me roar. I still kind of sing that song in the car by myself a little bit. But once that baby pops, then if I'm him, then I'm like, okay, babe, kick your feet up, let me go in, let me go to work, relax, have a good time. It's great that she's getting it all out now.
There you go. Well, Drake also released some new music today. His video for Laugh Now, Cry Later was filmed at the Nike World Headquarters in Oregon and features pro athletes Odell Beckham Jr., Marshawn Lynch, and Kevin Durant. Let's take a look.
I know that they at the crib going crazy down bad. What they had didn't last, damn baby. Sometimes we laugh, sometimes we cry, but I guess you know now, baby.
Drake has a lot of feelings.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about Drake. I'll be super honest with you, but I liked him from Degrassi. Remember that way back? But he has always so many feelings. I appreciate that about him, Erica.
Yeah,
He's always upset.
Drake is killing it, and Mazel, because he's
Half
one of the
Jewish,
tribe.
Half Jewish. That's absolutely right. He had a bar mitzvah even.
Exactly. But here's the thing. First of all, Laugh Now, Cry Later could be my theme song.
Oh.
And secondly, I got to give it up to Drake because that man has some confidence. You gonna get Odell Beckham in your music video knowing that there's a possibility he might outshine you? I'm just saying.
Good for
Odell
him.
Beckham is a whole thing. He really is.
What do you think, Brandon, about Odell Beckham being a whole thing? What do you think about that?
I know Odell from my time working with the New York Giants, and yeah, I agree with you, but no, I don't agree with you, Erica, because you can't outshine Drake. This dude just had 2 Mercedes Maybachs in the video that they're not even ready to come out yet. This man stunts on everyone. So the only thing I could hate on him for in that video was his running technique while he was running for that pass. And that's sad. That's sad that that's the only thing you can hate on when it comes to Drake. But yeah, like Erica says, he's killing it.
Do you think Odell Beckham could get one of those vehicles? Because I think he's still winning.
The fights between Odell.
Yeah, Odell can get one.
Yeah.
Odell can
He's
get
a
one.
thing. He's a thing. Moving on to this music news, Dolly Parton isn't known for being political at all, but the country singer recently voiced her support for the Black Lives Matter movement during an interview with Billboard magazine. It was out there. Take a look.
But I do understand people having to make themselves known and felt and seen. And of course, Black Lives Matter. Do we think our little white are the only ones that matter? No.
Dolly! First off, I'm here for it. Second off, she kind of said it all in one sentence. Am I right, Erica?
Oh, man. I love me some Dolly. I
Right.
really do. You know, I have been so rejuvenated over the past couple months because I walk around my neighborhood and people have signs out in their front yard and Black Lives Matter like painted in their windows. And every time I walk by a house, I'm just like,
I'm with you.
hey,
Yes.
neighbor.
Hey,
neighbor. So, hey, Dolly.
I see
Hey,
you.
girl.
What do you think about Dolly, Brandon? That was pretty, she summed it up nicely.
Absolutely, because think, she was born in 1946 in Locust Ridge, Tennessee, the South. So just think of some of the things that she's seen when it comes to the treatment of Black lives. Just think of the musicians, the songwriters, the producers that could be her friends that were overlooked. So she understands, or she knows that the pain that these Black lives have gone through. So I think it's great that she has come out and said that.
Well said, Brandon. Well said. Good point. Brandon, stick around. Coming up on DBL, Sean Penn is bringing back Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Kind of. We'll fill you in on his plans to recreate the iconic comedy. Speaking of flashbacks, some 90s trends are returning, but it's not what you think. Stephanie tells us in Fashion Fix Friday. And if you know DBL, you know we're committed to health and safety. That's why you're going to see kind of an empty studio here. Most of our employees are still working from home during the pandemic. We'll be right back. Little disco.
Introducing the Welcome back to DBL. I've got this week's hottest style and beauty news, which means it's time for Fashion Fix Friday. Happy birthday to Kylie Jenner. The media mogul turned 23 this week and celebrated in a custom-made satin corset. And yeah, those are Roman numerals detailed in crystals. Kylie's always using birthdays as an excuse to dress up. Her Barbie-themed 21st birthday is still iconic, and the pandemic didn't slow her down this year. Kylie still found a way to get glammed up and remind us all that, well, yeah, she's a lot richer than us. Grab your flip phones and your iPods because the 2000s are back. It's not low-rise jeans or frosted tip hair making a big comeback, thank heavens. Get ready though for the return of chunky accessories. I'm talking headbands, big statement earrings, and of course, large necklaces, all making a splash on runways right now. Now, I'm all for a chunky comeback, as long as we leave the chunky highlights behind. Sorry, Kelly Clarkson. Finally, remember this legendary orange bikini when Halle Berry played a Bond girl in Die Another Day? Well, the reason I'm bringing it up 18 years later is because Miss Berry blessed our feeds this week with a beach photo looking 00 sexy in a bikini very similar to her Bond girl days. I mean, seriously, what's her secret? That's it for Fashion Fix Friday. I'll be back next week, and DBL will be back after this.
Hi, I'm Lori Grenier, an inventor and entrepreneur, but many of you know me as a shark on Shark Tank. I discovered a convenient purse.
Welcome back to DBL. Sean Penn is going back to high school, and he's bringing along some A-list friends. Sean, along with Julia Roberts, Matthew McConaughey, and Jennifer Aniston, will do a table read of the iconic 80s film Fast Times at Ridgemont High. The movie made Sean a star for his portrayal of, I cannot laugh when I see Spicoli, of slacker surfer Jeff Spicoli. The event will be streamed on August 20th and is a fundraiser for Sean's nonprofit called CORE. The need for old comfort food / pop culture is so amazingly strong right now. It's a brilliant idea. All I watch is Cheers and Golden Girls. That's all. That's what I'm watching.
Okay. You might want to stream a few other things. But,
I am, but it's like that nostalgia, you know?
Yes.
It's like it feels like home, you know?
I like that they're doing it this way, that they're doing a table read, because one, like a table read is a little less formal. It's not a remake or reboot of anything. And also it's kind of like the way that we interpret our favorite movies when we're like saying lines back and forth to each other.
That's a good point.
So I think this is a really great idea.
I do too. Brandon, are you going to be watching? Have you ever seen Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
See, this is the part of my job that I hate, because you know goodness well I probably have never seen some Fast Times of Ridgemont High. I grew up on East Side High. I grew up with Cooley High. Those type of movies were what we watched in my family. But I'm sorry, man. I had no clue about this movie.
I'm just telling you right now, Rob, our camera guy, is just shaking his head at you like this. He's very sad at you. He's very mad.
I also grew up on Cooley High. And I've seen Fast Times at Ridgemont.
It is a stone cold classic, as I like to call it. Well, speaking of reboots, you may have noticed many of your favorite TV shows and movies from the 80s and the 90s are coming back. Some suggest that taking solace, like I said, in those movies and TV shows escapes that craziness of the current times. So as we spoke, a new Dirty Dancing film is in the works with Jennifer Grey on board to star and executive produce. Let me just tell you something. It's gonna not do well, in my opinion. I'm offended by this reboot. Abby Jacobson from Broad City is also bringing the 90s film A League of Their Own back to TV. And Tony Danza and Alyssa Milano are going to star in the reboot of the 80s sitcom Who's the Boss? Maybe we'll find out who is the boss. Alyssa Milano doing that. I think she just followed you, am I right?
Yes,
on
she
Twitter.
did. Hey, Alyssa Milano.
Yes.
I was super pumped about that.
Yes.
I was like, how did that happen? I went back like, who else is she following?
She is the boss.
You know, because you get that kind of like flow chart. But I'm excited about Who's the Boss. Not just because Alyssa Milano followed me on Instagram. I like to see like an evolution of that story.
Yeah.
Based on today's standards. But you know how I feel about reboots in general, but I do think that would be interesting.
I do think Who's the Boss was pretty gender not non-normative. It was always like Tony was the cleaner. It was sort of progressive in that way. Angela, Brandon, what do you think real quick?
I've got nothing for you guys on that one, y'all. Like, I'm just going to agree with Erica on that one.
Man, what a shame.
I didn't watch that.
Wow,
Those
we'll be
type
right
of
back.
there were sports on at that time.
No, we'll be right back.
Right.
No, we're done.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
the bladder control.
Welcome back to DBL. Road trips have become the most popular way to travel this summer due to the pandemic, and even celebrities are jumping on the trend. We're chatting about it in today's DBL Drive, sponsored by who, y'all?
Car Shield.
That's right, y'all. Country star Miranda Lambert and her husband recently hit the road in their Airstream to visit family on the East Coast. She told her fans they did a little glamping in Tennessee, Pennsylvania, and New York. Well, now they're getting ready to pack their bags for a road trip to the West Coast. And it's interesting because AAA forecasted that Americans will take 700 million road trips this summer. My God. If that includes you, don't forget to check those travel restrictions in every state before going. When it comes to traveling for peace of mind, get an auto protection plan with Car Shield. Car Shield protects their members from the high cost of auto repairs. Call 1-800-505-9619 for a free quote.
So my husband and I got into this dispute yesterday because I really need to get home. We need to get home and see our parents.
Yes, me too. I agree with you.
So I'm like, well, if we flew, then if we had limited contact and then got in and took a COVID test,
right,
would that work better than driving, because it would take 2 days,
right,
and then you'd have to stay at a hotel, and then you're making all of these stops. So where are we with this? Because we're not going to get an Airstream.
I kind of dreamt that you would say you would get an Airstream. I was hoping that's where this conversation was going.
Available right now.
I wanted it so bad. Brandon, we love you. Stay safe. DBL's new every day. We'll be back on Monday. Same time, same place. Bye, guys.